coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom. I appreciate the support. Let's go. Let's get it. We on the road, man, to 150K, man. Let's get this meet and greet pumped up and ready to go. I'm ready, man. Let's do it while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could do it on the beach. It ain't no telling, but we need to get the numbers. Let's go. Let's get it. Big love to all my subscribers. Big love to all my members. I appreciate you. If you ain't got the membership, let's go. Let's get it, man. I appreciate you, man. Big love. Hey, man. Man, let me tell y'all this story. Y'all will be surprised at how many of these people that come to work in the Department of Corrections that already have, you know, hidden agendas and they got their own lifestyle, this, that, and the third. This is about a lieutenant, right? This lieutenant ran a building. At this point in time, he ran the building, which was 7 Building. You know, and 7 Building is notorious on Greensville. It's a notorious building, right? But at this time, it was still notorious, but they had put him in charge of this building. This lieutenant, I ain't gonna call his name because what I'm getting ready to tell y'all about, but he was the building lieutenant. So for all intents and purposes, he ran the whole building. He was the man. You had to go through him to get anything done. He can approve you getting moved. He can approve you getting out of the building. He can get you locked up. He can do whatever he wanted to do. All he had to do was report to, you know what I'm saying, the watch commander or whatever moves he was making, right? The building lieutenant. So at this point in time, they put him in that joint, and he an old cat. Man, he's 60 or better. He old, he walks slow, he this, that, and the third. But the rumor on him was he was a freak bammer. You know what I'm saying? Real life freak bammer. If you look at him, you can see it though. If you've been in the penitentiary long enough, you can see, you know them freak bammers. He was one of them. He didn't disappoint because all of the boys started moving to his building. Every one of them that was on the compound. There's 3 buildings on each side. ABC unit is 3 buildings. All of the boys started trying to get moved down there because he was down there. He started hiring boys as his secretary, houseman, late night houseman, painters. The boys, it was like if it's 30 boys on the compound, all of them started migrating to 7 Building once he got control of the building, right? So it was crazy. All the boys that want to pick and choose who they want to be with and get in the cell with their man, you know, that might be difficult in another building because the administration really don't, it ain't like they approve it, but they know when something's going on, they might try to keep you separate, whatever. They don't really care, to be honest with you. The way I see it, they don't care. But sometimes it'd be difficult for them people to get in the cell with who they want to be in the cell with. You know what I'm saying? And when they moved down to 7 Building, man, they was able to go tell him, look, I want such to be in my cell. Well, he was doing it. Boom, boom, boom. So everybody was like, man, all them boys going down to 7 Building, all the boys in 7 Building, what's going on? Boom, it was him. You know what I'm saying? Then it started leaking out because them boys gonna run their mouth. That, you know, he was freak bammer. He was getting them up in there, taking them up in the little bathroom, you know, and they up in there, you know, servicing him. He probably, you know, servicing them, doing what he do. He was a freak, but he running the building, right? So it's crazy. You be like saying to yourself, man, what? Yeah. He in there freaking with all the boys, right? He got all the boys down there. The boys getting the dude in the cell they want to get, woo. And or if you go down to 7 Building and you say something to one of them boys or you do something to one of them boys, you put your hand on one of them boys in 7 Building, you go into D Building ASAP. You ain't coming out. You ain't coming back over there. It's over for you. You did. He was not playing no games, man. So it was crazy work. And from the outside looking in, all the inmates, all the convicts, we could see this. So we know the administration can see it, but they ain't doing nothing about it because he been in the DOC for probably about 25, 30 years. So he got seniority. He do what he want to do. He run the building the way he want to run the building. It ain't like they ain't know he had a little sugar in his tank. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the way he moved, the way he talked, the way he walked. Now he'll act mean to regular dudes that he know like gangsters and thugs and dudes that, oh, he on you. He on your top. He not playing. Hey, what you doing? Hey, you better calm down and you can get about this building with that. We don't play none of that. We don't play none of that. Only thing he had a problem with was drugs. Cause he didn't want them drugs in his building. Cause you get caught. Certain amount of people get caught with drugs in this building. They had like a quota. Like say for instance, 2 or 3 people get caught in a month with drugs in this building. They're gonna start looking at him because he run the building like the building ain't clean. Everything falls back on him. However many charges that come in that building falls back on the building lieutenant too. So at the end of the month, they will calculate each building and see which one is the worst, that's getting the most charges coming out their building. If you the one that's getting the most charges coming out your building, then you might be replaced with another lieutenant. So he running his building like, look, he getting the boys all the power. They got all the power. They snitching. They telling them everything that's going on. So he can get a cap on it. You know what I'm saying? He'll pull up on, look, I heard you getting these drugs, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you get up out this building. If I catch you with them drugs, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get you a street charge, and you're going up out of here. So he was doing that, but he was getting the information from the boys. So this had real dudes and hustlers that was in that building trying to get out the building because they don't know if the boy don't like you, then the boy gonna tell on you because the boy needed favor from him, even though the boys was doing favors for him. You dig? So wicked, man. Wicked. The penitentiary is wicked. You know what I'm saying? So it was a point in time, I want to say maybe a year or 2, where the boys was, all the boys on the compound that was over on that side in the C unit was running the whole 7 building based upon the lieutenant that was in the building. They could do whatever they wanted to do. They get mad at their dude that they with, put them out the cell, scared the dude gonna beat them up, do something to them. They go to the lieutenant. Look, I don't want him in the cell no more, but I don't want to go back to the cell. He might jump on me, whatever. Man, lieutenant gonna send them people to come pack you up, lock you up, or put you on investigation, ship you to the other side of the yard without the boy even coming back to the cell. They'll never even get a chance to put their hands on him. And then the boy could turn around and pick and choose who he wanted to come move in the cell to replace him. So man, it was like crazy work, man. So all of the dudes that was in that game, in the boy game, they was cautious and they knew they couldn't, like some of them, they run their boys with an iron fist. Couldn't do that in 7 building. Cause the boy just not messing with them, the boy messing with the lieutenant too. He freaking and leaking. He freaking and leaking. And he walked like he, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He walked like real stiff, like if you know, you know. He looked like, you know what I'm saying, something just happened to him or something. That's how he was, right? So it was crazy, man. At the time, I'm in 9 building, right? But everybody, the compound know about it. It's the talk. It's the talk. What's going on? Man, all them boys down there 7 building, ain't nobody going in there. Dudes ain't even want to sell drugs to dudes in 7 building because they were scared that if they sold the drugs to somebody and that person was either affiliated with the boy or knew a boy or something, that the boy might, you know what I'm saying, use their name to drop a dime on, because he getting information from them to keep the building clean. He getting information from them who doing this and who doing that, so he can get less charges in the building, so his building always come up as A1 over the other 2 buildings. You see what I'm saying? So it was a whole conspiracy going on, man. And them boys at that time right there, man, they had the time of their life. They had the time of their life, man, because I'm telling you, couldn't do nothing to them. If you did, I mean, you could, But if you do, you knew the price that you had to pay, and dudes weren't willing to pay that price. You know what I'm saying? So they really was having their cake and eating it too, man. They was doing what they want to do, talking greasy, getting smart, owing people money, not paying them. You know what I'm saying? They was getting stuff from other, man, it was crazy. This whole junk was crazy, man. And then dudes got to talking about it, man. Like, man, boom, man, Lieutenant down there, man, old gay, he on this. It was all out there, right? So I remember the situation that happened with my homeboy, right? It was speculated that he was in the game, that he was messing with the boys, but ain't nobody really knew that for sure. But it was speculated that he was, but he was a respected dude too, though, because he'll put some work in. I ain't gonna call his name, but he'll put some work in and he'll do what he got to do. He was a respected dude, but it was word on the yard that he was, kicking it with this boy that was down there, this new dude. But the new dude had a dude that was in the cell with him. So the boy ended up getting towed off with some work, some drugs that he was supposed to be holding for the dude that he was supposed to be messing with. So they lock him up, they lock the dude up, right? But he is the one that got caught with the work, so they giving him the charge. His man ain't claiming it. I ain't get caught with it. It ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? So he under there for investigation. The boy is under lockup for having the work on him, right? Now the lieutenant, he can't really do nothing about that because this was the investigators came in and caught this. He really can't supersede that. You know what I'm saying? The investigators gonna supersede. The investigators don't work for the building. They don't work for the building lieutenant, whoever run. They don't do none of it. They work for the administration. So they ain't got to answer to nobody but the major and the warden them. So they can come in there and supersede when they come through, right? So they catch the boy with the work. They lock him up. They lock his man up, put on investigation. He don't want to take the charge, right? So now the boy ain't got nothing but the option to say it was the dude joint that he was in the cell with. If he say that, then he know he got beef with old boy. So he turn around and write my homeboy a kite telling him, look, they got me jammed up. I'm holding stuff for somebody else, woo, but I was getting ready to leave them. I wanted to be with you, and da. Shoot him the kite. He shoot a kite back, say, well, what up? What you need me to do? I'm trying to, I'm still trying to get with you, right? They going back and forth with the kites, but somebody bringing the kites back and forth. That's the only way you could transfer the kites up in there. You know what I'm saying? Because he in the hole, we all the way over here in the other building. So evidently they had got so deep in conversation that the Bama that was transferring the kites, he reading the kites and folding them back up and passing them, so he know all the information. So now he like, I guess he ain't like my homeboy, or either he ain't like the boy. So he started exposing and said, man, Shorty ain't right, man. Shorty messing with the boy. Shorty got trying to get the boy out. The boy just got tore off. The boy getting ready to tell on some people, woo, right? So dudes is like, man, what you saying, man? Because homie was respected. So, man, you can't be saying that, man. You need proof of that, man. Dude gonna, you know what I'm saying? Dude gonna step to you about that, man. You know, that's death. You putting that on the dude's name, man, and you can't prove it. No, man, I'm telling you this word, but I don't want to get involved. I don't want my name. Man, you got to prove that, man, or you gonna have to answer to that. So he started taking the case and making going to the dude that work in administration, hiring at him, getting him to Xerox the kites. So he was Xeroxing the kites, getting copies, folding the joint back up and giving it to it. But all the time, he got copy of all the kites, all the back and forth transaction between both of them. To the point where it came down to the boy told him to go holler at the building lieutenant, because the boy had already gave the building lieutenant some work. They've been back there freaking. He messing with me. I'm telling you, he messing with me. But you got to holler at him and let him know if he can get me from back here and get the charges dropped. I'm going to let him know who getting this sack in and where it's coming from. I know an officer that's getting this sack and bringing it in. I tell him if he drop the charges and let me out, right? But I can't get to him from back here. You got to tell him, right? So he write this in the kite. Dude is Xerox. He got the whole joint. So then the joint get to my homie, and my homie write him back. And man, he write him back telling he gonna do it. he gonna do it. What's his name? Tell me his name so I can know what to say to him and woo. But I'm telling you, you come out, you gotta be with me. You gotta make sure he gonna get you back on this side. Get me moved down there in the cell with you. If not, you know, this joint crazy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna snap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gonna have to go. Everybody gonna have to go. I'm gonna crash out. Woo. All this is on in black and white, man. And it's this crazy stuff that people will put on paper. So this is what he said, and it's crazy because dudes know him and respect. Even me, I know him, and I'm like, is this real? You know what I'm saying? Is this real? That's how crazy it was, because you wouldn't, even if he was liking the Boyz, boom, dudes gonna look at him in a certain way then. But for you to say you gonna drop a dime on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's the police, you gonna drop the dime on them just to get the boy out. You telling. So if you tell on him, you'll tell on anybody. You know what I'm saying? And you doing it for, you know what I'm saying, for a boy. You doing on some to get it involved in some gay stuff. So man, it was crazy. So being that the dude had the pressure on the kite mover, he produced the kites. Man, dudes got the kites, man. They went and got the Xerox dude again and got him making more copies. Man, they just started spreading them Jones around, passing them Jones out. Crazy. This how the penitentiary work. So they just passing it out, and it got his name on it, and everybody saying who it is. So it was like, what? So it get back to him. And somebody even bring him the case, said, man, this you? He reading it, Joe, and he like, what? But he know it's him. You can see the look on his face and everything. He know. And he like, man, this ain't me. I don't know what y'all. Boom. It was crazy. Now he ready to crash out. He ready, you know what I'm saying? Because his reputation on the line, everything on the line. Now you looking like you hot. Not only hot, you messing with a boy, and you hot because of the boy. Man, it was crazy work. He started shooting kites back there to the boy, telling him, man, what you do? You send somebody there, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't know, but it's the mover. It's the mover who did this. So he like, you know what I'm saying? Man, you can't come out. You come out, I'm gonna kill you. You got my name, twist. It just flipped. The whole situation flipped. You know what I'm saying? But man, I remember this time, man, just like it was yesterday. It was crazy because now everybody that was like cool with him, you know, you got to shy away from him, man. And that's an awkward feeling because it's like, this is somebody that you know, somebody you've been talking to, somebody you've been kicking it with. And now you got to look at him in a whole different light. This is why it's so hard to get cool with somebody in the penitentiary or get tight with somebody in the penitentiary like a brother or something, because you got to know who they are, what they stand for, what they will fall for, what they can go for. If you don't, man, it's just like you being cool with a dude and you think he got your back, you think he's solid. Then when the war break out, he's scared, he run, he leave you on, you know what I'm saying, on the island by yourself. So you gotta know, man. But that right there, that was one of them times it just shocked me because I didn't see that in old boy. I did not see that in him. But dudes was like, man, I mean, they be like inch eye, private eye on that joint. They said, well, this ain't you, man. Let me see something, man. Let me see one of your letters, man. Let me see how you write. Let me see if we can match this right. Like they writing experts. Like they handwriting analysis or something. But Charlotte was thorough. Like I say, man, what's up? You trying to wreck or something? I ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? What you talking about? I say it ain't me. What you talking about? I'm not going to get nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he was standing on his. You know what I'm saying? Where he ended up in a situation where he got to thumping with the dudes. You know what I'm saying? Try to get at him, and he got to thumping with him, man. It was all of that. All because of this situation. But it all stemmed from this lieutenant down there on some freak stuff, and he got all them boys in the building and that ended up breaking the situation up too down there in that building, because it was a couple of months after that they removed the lieutenant. You know what I'm saying? They put him in administration. They put another lieutenant in there. All them boys that was in there, that was with they peoples and everything, this lieutenant, the administration had to know. Everything that proceeded after that said they knew what was going on. Because when the new lieutenant came in there, all them dudes that was in there were couples that was coupled up in the cell together. He broke all that up. He broke it all up. All y'all got to go. Send one over here, send one over there. Send one over here, send one over there. One over here, one over there. He broke them all up. Man, them boys was crashing out. Some of them boys was checking in. Some of the dudes that had boys was snapping out in there. They had to get carried out, hog tied. They done fought the police. What you moving me for, man? I ain't. Then it was, yeah, he broke all that up. You know what I'm saying? But the point of the situation is, this is how they do, because they want to protect their own. They ain't do nothing to the lieutenant. They ain't do nothing to him. They just put him in the administration building. And you know what I'm saying? Because he was getting ready to retire soon anyway. He already old as Methuselah, but he ain't get reprimanded. He ain't get, all this was his fault. He ain't get questioned or nothing. Even some of the boys started telling because they were so mad. Oh, I was having sex with him. Oh, he used to call me up in his office and ask me for oil, and I done did this to him. They started telling on him. And he was like, what? And they ain't even acknowledge, like, none of that ain't true. They act like it ain't never happened, like the people was just making up stuff because they was mad, because they was getting moved or getting locked up. They started telling on him. And he ain't getting reprimanded for nothing. He ain't getting brought up on no suspension. He ain't getting no nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just busted up. They sent the new lieutenant in there with an agenda. Break all that up. Get control of this building if you want to run this building. And that's what he came in there and done. But that Jones set my homeboy back. But I ain't going to say it did. I'm going to keep it a stack. My homeboy set himself back with, even being involved with that tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he broke his principles and he was willing to do something that was outside of his principles, man, and his standards, just to do that. And it backfired on him. You know what I'm saying? It backfired on him, messed his whole reputation up. You know what I'm saying? And he's still in the penitentiary to this day. And no dudes look at him the same. He's still a stand-up dude for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I use the word stand-up, mean like you ain't gonna just walk up to him and be disrespectful without some repercussions. He not one of them type of dudes. But his reputation took a hit to the point where dudes don't respect him like they used to respect. They just don't deal with him like they used to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like one of them dudes. He was braggadocious. He talked. He was good at sports. He played ball. He one of the best ball players. He run his mouth. He known to get in. He'll thump. He'll push. You know what I'm saying? So dudes was like, boom, they got to deal with it. But now dudes look at him like, man, I ain't want to be around this man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cost of what you did. You know what I'm saying? That's the cost of what you did. But man, I be telling y'all, man, it be so many intricate things going on in the penitentiary, so many ins and outs, man, that y'all have no idea about. And I'm gonna get to it if you stick around, but it just be wild, and they be like mini soap operas going on all over the penitentiary every day. Different type of things, and a lot of it got something to do with administration, be it women administration, men administration, counselors, secretaries, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, it's something going on in there every day, because this is a whole different world, and a lot of people it be a lot of moving parts, man. It be a lot of moving parts. And if y'all think for 1 second that them people that come in there to work every day don't get caught up, man, they all get caught up one way or another. If they stay there long enough, they done did some dirt one way or another. And them dudes be coming in there like that lieutenant. He probably been gay all his life. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing that you just start doing. And they knew that, and they still let him run that building. And they still seen when he was making all them moves and all them boys were moving in that building. It ain't no way they was blind and they couldn't see that. They could see that clear as day, but they ain't do nothing about it until the heat came on. You see what I'm saying? So they be looking at the bottom line, where he ain't getting no charges coming out that building. He ain't getting no drugs coming out that building. Ain't nobody stabbing nobody coming in that building. So whatever they saying he doing in there, we don't care as long as because even though when charges and all of that stuff come up in the building, that gonna fall on lieutenant, they might move him. But all of that stuff still, the charges from that building, the charge from this building, the charge from that building still got to go to administration. When they go to administration, they got to deal with it. When they leave administration, it got to go to Richmond. Richmond got to deal with it. Just like he could be removed because there's too many charges coming out of his building, the administration can be removed from Richmond because there's too many charges coming off this compound. You see what I'm saying? So they going to protect their bottom line. So they'll cover stuff up, they'll bury stuff just to protect their bottom line and to protect their livelihood, their jobs. You know what I'm saying? They'll just move this person around, send somebody else in there to shake that stuff up, and they'll act like ain't nothing ever happened. So they got a good report to send to Richmond. Oh, we got this under control. You see what I'm saying? It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game that they playing up there. It's a dirty game, and it's gonna take you a minute to figure out what's going on. If you just walking around in the penitentiary just talking about mind your own business, what you got to do, mind your own business. But you got to also mind your own business and see what's going on around you. Just keep that to yourself. But you gotta know, because if you don't know, you're gonna be in the middle of something that you don't even know what you're in the middle of. And sometimes that ain't gonna work out for you. You know, so yeah, man. But I remember when that was going on, man. They done had everything going on in the penitentiary, man. I gotta remember and tell y'all about one time they busted the whole prostitution ring on the same compound, and that made the news. You dig? So penitentiary ain't what you think it is, man. It's not what you see in TV. It's not what you see in the movies, man. This is real life penitentiary you getting over here, man. So lock in and tell a friend, man. Y'all be safe, be smart, make good decisions, man. Leave your comments, hype the video, man. Talk to me. So I can talk back here. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. You dig? And if I talk to myself, they might put me in a straitjacket. We out here, baby. Duck them hooks. We gone.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.